Welcome back, boomers. Today I'm going to shoot this video. I was supposed to do it last night, but fell asleep. This is the biggest validation thus far that I'm on the right track with my channel. And it comes from 2 new subscribers that actually aren't subscribed. They're my granddaughters, 2 of the 6 grandkids that I have. I guess the parents, which would be my son and favorite daughter-in-law, showed them Pop Pop because they know that really the reason I'm doing this channel is for the legacy, so that they remember not just pictures from me, but video from me, which includes the most important thing possibly in video legacy, and that's your voice, your expressions, your sense of humor or lack of. So I just wanted to share this today. I got a text. By the way, this is my iPhone 14 Pro. So you might want to know, well, how are you videoing this? Stay tuned. I'll let you know before the end of the video. So I got these pictures. I'll try to post those right now so you'll see it. And Erica says, the girls wanted to listen to your talk on Social Security. I go, all right. You can tell in this picture just how enthralled they are. They really are. As a matter of fact, when you zoom into, this is Remy and Jules. Remy is looking like with interest. She's got like a smile on her face as they are watching me talk and share a story and information about nothing they're interested in, about something they have no concept of. But why are they interested? And why did they laugh, she says, and why did they want to watch the whole thing? You know, very few people watch, no matter how good the video is, very few people watch the whole thing. And this is the first one they've watched of me on this YouTube channel. And that is why? Because I'm Pop Pop. I am their grandpa, their Pop Pop. They know me personally. And more importantly, as much as they enjoyed this time watching, 20 years from now, 25, 30 years from now, when they're watching this and they're showing their grandkids, to me, this is why I'm doing YouTube. And I wanted to share that with you today. She also writes, the girls wanted to listen, okay, to your Social Security. She writes as well, they were really fond of all your special effects. I threw a couple of those in. And by the way, with each video as we start our new YouTube channels, I appreciate, by the way, all the people that have reached out saying, hey, you're starting too. But each time you do one of these, you learn something a little new. You learn something, it's just amazing, the learning curve, how quickly it is once you do it. And I did throw in some special effects. My favorite one was, so far, has been when I've taken Baby Girl, my co-host, who I know has been running around here, and I put her off to the side and I used a sound effect of crashing broken glass. I thought it was funny. I did say she was fine. But they watched all the way through and wanted to keep at it. You know, I'm 1,000 miles away right now. I have developed a pretty good relationship with them. I visited as often as I could, but it is truly this channel. If I do nothing else, this is the most important thing I or you could do for your family, your kids, or just your friends, for your legacy, to connect with those grandkids. She even says they laughed at my humor. That's pretty cool. But so I think I mentioned this, but you know, Remy is now 6 and Jules just turned 5, 6.5 and 5, something like that. She just said, with a number of the things that I said, they both cracked up. As I said, and I just can't say it again more clearly from my heart, is they, along with the other 4 grandkids are my why. And most importantly, they are my audience. And this note today that I got confirms that it is powerfully connecting with them as they are in this very early age of life. And I just can't imagine what it'll mean to not only them, but their parents and their great grandkids, the kids of Jules, Remy right now, when they have kids and they're showing them this was your pop. I am so encouraged by this ability to build a legacy through this channel. And I encourage you, and I hope you will too. Now, I wanted to share with you a story that I saw on Substack, which, by the way, I'm developing that newsletter, What's Up Boomer, on the Substack. There'll be a link of it in the description. And I'd love for your subscriptions there and connect with you there with reading what you may. They're rather short, and they come out once every couple weeks right now. But on there was a note from a lady, and now I have to go into my boomer mode in sharing this information, reading it. Well, maybe I don't. This writer had just lost a loved one. Anyone else have this problem? So she says, the one thing that I have realized is that death causes an abrupt silence. For a lifetime, you get to hear someone's voice, whether they are well or not. Then, all of a sudden, there is this deafening, eternal silence. I have already found myself talking to my dad anyhow. I know he's in heaven because he was truly God's servant, but is still surreal. I feel relieved and I have peace, but it is not a peace that I desired. There is even joy to be had, but all of those can feel wrong even though they are valid emotions. I know that we did the right by him and took care of him for 12 years in some capacity. I believe he passed with a dementia or Alzheimer's possibly. It really doesn't matter. The fact that when you lose someone, it's an eternal silence. But God said, daughter, the season is over. All I know is that it is a process dealing with this silence, dealing with the void that is there. Boomers, again, this story really hit my heart the other day. This came just after I got the text from my daughter-in-law, how the girls were so entertained by my video on Social Security. This deafening void of silence. And that's why, again, I'm encouraged, I'm committed to doing the channel. Ultimately, bottom line, for the grandkids. I'm excited this morning. I'm committed this morning. I'm motivated this morning, which is why I sat down to do this now and get these thoughts out there so I can, to document where I'm at this moment in my YouTube journey, and also hopefully to provide you with that go do it message. It's kind of funny how these things run, because in the same 48 hours of all this coming together, prior to this recording, I was listening to a podcast, My First Million. It's one of my favorite podcasts. And they were talking about, how can I frame this? They were talking about a book that if they could spend, if they could interview or spend a day with somebody, who would it be? And one of the hosts says that the person he would want to spend a day or talk to was a gentleman by the name of Ken Grimwood, who wrote a book called Replay. And I'm going to talk more about this, I think, in a future video. And it's a book whose premise is that he gets to go back and relive his past. You get to keep doing this and what that would be like. It reminded me, as I was listening to what the book was about, kind of like that movie Groundhog Day, which is one of my favorite movies. It's probably a top 10 for me. It's one of the few movies I've seen more than once, and I can count those number of movies on one hand. But it's whether you get an opportunity. What if you had a chance to go back and relive your life, or at least parts of your life? And I guess one of the most deep parts of the book is a chapter where he gets to go back and talk to his parents who have passed, and how emotional that is. And the podcaster says it actually it hit him to his core. And because the day will coming when there's going to be the void of silence. So you have to ask yourself, what can we do today? Now, we can't do everything, and we don't even know what to do, really. But I think about the things I'd do differently if I had my parents still here. I would get out the phone and start recording, because there were some moments that would be great memories, not just for me, but for my kids and the grandkids who never met their great-grandparents. Something to think about. Well, time to wrap it up today, Boomers. Really appreciate the comments I've been getting. I still want to do a live. The reason I've put that off, or it's been slightly delayed, and again, I'm not doing a live really to have participants. I'm doing a live to review comments and talk about them, because it's getting to the point where, sometimes you just don't have a chance to respond every single time, or really respond in the manner in which I'd want to respond. So I thought I'd do a live and share such the great comments that is part of the connecting via the YouTube channel. One of those things I've seen in the comments, though, is being a broke boomer. I don't like the word broke, but I again, those are topics for future discussion about how do you end up where you're at without the means to really, quote, retire. What happened? How did I end up here? And this is why really retirement for me and everyone really is about making the best of the way things have turned out. Well, I want to give you my fashion pointer where I am able. How do I afford all these brand names? Let me tell you, people, it's called Costco on sale. So yeah, my Adidas sweatshirt here was a Costco bought I think now 2 or 3 years ago. I think the older we get, we like our old clothes. Do you remember those older people in our past lives where, oh, Grandpa, he's had that shirt for 50 years. Well, we all should be so lucky. Again, thanks for viewing this video. Thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for liking. It does help push the videos out. I'm learning. And I want to just end with the last thought that these things that we're doing in our lives today, whether it be a letter to your grandchildren, I've got a whole list of things that I hope to be able to do and continue to do to build connection with family going forward, so that when that day comes when you're no longer here, they still have the sound of your voice. They still have the sound of your personality. They still have a memory of the stories that you can tell. So with that, it's time to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and later, Boomers, we're going to end it. However, oh, by the way, this is being recorded on the iPhone 16. I had the opportunity. They offered the free upgrade. It's been over 2 years. I said, yeah, I better do it now. I'm going to bite the bullet. This is the old 15. I'm going to have to send this one back. So this is the 16. This is the first video using the 16 Pro. I think it's pretty much the same, although I could not use my little accessory mic because it doesn't fit. It's whatever they call the thing. So I have to get a doggle or whatever, but I think from here on out, I think this, as long as you're close, it's good enough. Later. Okay, light check. Let's see how this side of my face is lit up now. Maybe a little better.